Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. When you see a person messing up with sticky notes, obviously the Kanban comes to your head, right? So today's video is about Kanban. In this video, I'm going to give you a full introduction about Kanban, the history, the contributors, and also the practical tools and couple of best practices used in Kanban system. So watch till the end. So Kanban in nutshell. A Kanban system is more than sticky notes on the wall. The easiest way to understand Kanban is to embrace the philosophy and apply it to your daily work. If you read, understand and resonate with 4 core principles, which I'm going to explain in a short while in this video, the practical transition would seem logical and even inevitable. Visualizing workflow, setting work in progress limits, managing the flow, ensuring the explicit policies, and collaborative improvement will take our process far beyond we could think. We should also remember to organize regular feedback loops, and all these pieces together will reveal Kanban's real power. Now let's see a brief historical introduction about Kanban system. Kanban, the definition, initially it arose as a scheduling system for lean manufacturing, originating from the Toyota production system, also known as the TPS. In the late 1940s, Toyota introduced just-in-time manufacturing to its production. The approach represents a pull system. This means that the production is based on customer demand rather than the standard push practice to produce goods and push them to the market. Next, we will look at what is pull and what is push system. The picture here gives you the very first Kanban board at Toyota, the TPS. What is a push and pull system? In a push-based supply chain or the production channel, products are pushed through the channel from production up to the retailers. This means that production happens based on the demand forecast. In a pull-based supply chain or the production line, the procurement, production and distribution are demand-driven rather than based on the predictions. Goods are produced in the amount and time needed. So this picture gives you a very clear indication about the push and pull systems. In push system, make all we can just in case. In the pull system, make what's needed when it's needed. So in push system, we find poor communications, management by finger fighting, high inventories, production approximations, waste, large cost and large loss as well. In pull-based system, small loss, better communications, waste reductions, management by site, actual consumptions, low inventions and the production precisions. However, both these systems carry lots and lots of risk because in pull you don't have enough storage in your storerooms when it comes to the production, so you need to make sure the line or the process flows smoothly. Otherwise, you'll end up downfalling in the market. Trying to learn Kanban could be very hard at first, but now that you know what it is, you can make the most out of the main benefits of Kanban. The physical and digital Kanban board helps you to visualize your work. So visualizing is the key benefit of Kanban. Kanban is easy to adapt and just start with what you have. Work in progress limits empower you to become more efficient. The Kanban principles and practices offer an evolutionary path towards agility without disrupting the current process. Namely, requested, in progress, and done. When constructed, managed, and functioning correctly, it serves the real-time information repository, highlighting the bottlenecks within the system and anything else that might interrupt the smooth working practices. I hope you are enjoying my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the fat subscribe button down below. The 4 Kanban core practices. David J. Anderson, a pioneer in the field of lean Kanban for knowledge work, has formulated the Kanban method as an approach to incremental evolutionary process systems change for knowledge work organizations. It is focused on getting things done, and its fundamentals can be broken down into 4 basic principles and 6 practices. So here we are going to discuss the 4 Kanban core practices. Principle 1, start with what you do now. Kanban's flexibility allows you to be overlaid an existing workflow systems and process without disrupting what is already successfully being done. Naturally, it will highlight issues that needs to be addressed and help assess and plan changes. So their implementation is non-disruptive and possible. Kanban's versatility allows you to introduce incrementally to all types of organizations without fear of overcommitment or cultural shock, as there are no need for you to make sweeping changes right from the start. And then the principle 2, agree to pursue incremental evolutionary change. The Kanban methodology is designed to meet minimal resistance. It encourages continuous small incremental and evolutionary changes to the current process. In general, sweeping changes are discouraged because they usually encounter resistance due to fear of uncertainty. Principle 3, respect the current process, roles and responsibilities. Kanban recognizes the existing processes, roles, responsibilities and titles have value and are generally worth preserving. The Kanban method does not prohibit change, but neither does it prescribe as a panacea. It's designed to promote and encourage incremental, logical changes without triggering fear of change itself. Finally, the principle 4, encourage acts of leadership at all levels. This is the newest Kanban principle. It reminds you that the leadership comes from people's everyday acts on the front line their teams. Everyone must foster a continuous improvement mindset, also known as Kaizen, to reach optimal performance on a team, department or company level. This can't be a management level activity. The Kanban of the board went through a long journey to become what is today. Kanban, in English known as the signboard, started as a visual scheduling system, part of the Toyota production system as we discussed earlier. A few decades later, in 2007, David Anderson further developed the Kanban method's idea and introduced the Kanban board. Indeed, Darren Davids, Anderson's colleague, was the one who suggested that the workflow should be visualized on a whiteboard. This is how the Kanban board was born. As we know today, it became one of the most useful agile project management tools for knowledge work. Nowadays, it used by agile teams in widespread that you can often hear people refer to Kanban boards as agile task boards. So if you are new to this method, you may start with the basic Kanban board structure and splitting into 3 primary sections that shows different workflow stages. A Kanban board is tool for workflow visualization and one of the Kanban's methods key components. So let's look at these components, how the board is created. First, the Kanban cards. This is the visual representation of task. Each card contains information about the task and its status, such as deadlines, assigning, descriptions. We'll be discussing more about cards later in this video. Next, the swim lanes. These are horizontal lines you can use to separate different activities. These are optional. Teams, classes or services, and more. Then the Kanban columns. Each column on the board separates the different stage of your workflow. The cards go through the workflow until their full completion. Work in progress limits, also known as WIP. They restrict the maximum amount of tasks in the different stages of the workflow. Limiting WIP allows you to finish work items faster by helping your team to focus only on the current task. So the visualizing your workflow and task on Kanban board helps you better understand your processes and gain an overview of your workload. With this new level of transparency, you will quickly identify problematic work stages, and by improving those, your team will soon work more efficiently. Now we are looking at how to use a Kanban board. Number 1, spot workflow bottleneckness on the Kanban board. The Kanban board is a perfect tool to visualizing potential problems in your process. The logic is simple. If you see a column in which tasks arrive faster than they leave, work will start to pile up. The problem will become visible to the whole team. This may be caused by a temporary issue or a bottleneck in your process. So advice is to map your workflow and precisely as possible have a clear picture of where the problem lies. For example, on a simple Kanban board with just one in progress section and many cards awaiting actively, it will be challenging to determine why work is getting stuck and how you can alleviate the situation. Conversely, mapping your workflow in great deal without dedicating columns for all of the working stages will allow you to understand at a glance where the improvement can be made. Once you notice the problematic column or the bottleneck, act swiftly to resolve it and prevent it from occurring again. The simplest thing to do is limit the work in the progress earlier in the flow. This way you will provide more time to the people who own this stage, allowing them to elevate the bottleneck. Another option could be redistributing the team's efforts to meet the new requirements. Kanban is designed to offer maximum flexibility, so you are kept in driving seat for all critical decisions. Number 2, use the Kanban board to limit work in progress and focus. The Kanban board is a great way of discourage your team from multitasking by applying WIPs limits according to your capacity. You can either use a limit to total number of tasks that can be in progress simultaneously, or put individual limits on each stage of your workflow. If you wish to increase the rate you deliver value of your customers, you will want to keep every team focused on finishing work instead of starting a new one. In this way, they will stop starting new work and concentrate on finishing the assignments that are already in progress. Knowing that everyone can see what each person is doing is great motivator to pursue better performance all the times as well. Number 3, use the Kanban dashboard to save time wasted on unnecessary meetings. A significant benefit that comes with the implementation of Kanban board is that you save much time spent on meetings, progress reports, and many other unnecessary interruptions. The board will serve you a dedicated information repository. It will spread knowledge about who is doing what at what time. The Kanban board will keep you and everyone in the team in the loop about how assignments are progressing This way, you won't need scheduling meetings so often to receive progress updates. Furthermore, the Kanban board will allow you to forget about those low progress reports books that take ages to be prepared and are already out of date by the time they are presented to the stakeholders or the management. Number four, visualize work blockers on your Kanban board. The Kanban board allows you to visualize problems that prevent your team from completing any given task. On a typical physical board, the blockers are usually indicated with red magnets or pins if you are using a chalkboard. A digital Kanban software has a more advanced way to visualize blockers. Example, you could use stop signs to block cards. When something stops your team from continuing work from a task, they can label it as a blocked and start working on another assignment without breaking the WIP limits. Number five, automate work processes on your agile Kanban board. Automating work operations is a great way to build a major workflow management system. Often teams have a deal with recurring tasks, quickly notify their colleagues about emergent changes, set reminders about deadlines, and smoothly hand off work between one another. All of these can take up a lot of time, create waste and chaos in the system when you handle them manually. That's why a modern Kanban board allows you to apply in automation tools to your task and optimize their flow within the system. Usually they are in the form of if this is that, if this then that rule, which enable you to trigger predefined actions inside your Kanban board whenever something else occurs. Number six, collect the key workflow metrics and improve. Contemporary digital Kanban board can automatically gather information about your task, cycle time, lead time, and other key performance indicators. This will help you to make data-driven decisions about any changes to your processes and save you plenty of time otherwise waste on collecting metrics by hand. So these two diagrams, these two charts, one shows you metrics from a waterfall project, other one shows you a project from Kanban agile method. So comment below which you think the Kanban method and which you think the waterfall method. What is Kanban card? Kanban card is a visual representation of a work item. Translated from Japanese, it literally means a visual, can, card, ban. It is core element of the Kanban system and it is represent work that has been requested or it's already in progress. You can have many formats of Kanban cards. A Kanban card contains valuable information about the task and its status, such as summary of the assignments, the assignee, the responsible person, the deadline, etc. You can have much as information you want, as much as it visually gives you information to the entire team. So talking about Kanban, we can't forget these significant figures, also known as fathers of Kanban methodology. Number one, Taiichi Ohno. Taiichi Ohno was a businessman and industrial engineer at Toyota, known as a father of the Toyota production system, which became the lean manufacturing foundation. Early in his career, he explained upon JIT, just-in-time concept, developed by Kiichiro Toyoda to reduce waste and started experimenting with developing methodologies to produce needed components promptly to support the final assembly. This way, he developed Kanban to improve manufacturing efficiency. He identified the 7 waste, or muda in Japanese, of lean. His motto was progress cannot be generated when we are satisfied with existing situations. Number 2, Sakichi Toyoda. Sakichi Toyoda was a Japanese inventor, industrialist, and the founder of Toyota Industries Co. Limited. He invented a power loom in 1902 and in 1926 an automatic loom capable of detecting a snapped thread and automatically stop the loom. thus preventing the production of poor quality. This principle of autonomous automation is known as the Jiroka principle and became part of the lean methodology. His motto, I am not talented more than anybody else. I just put a lot of efforts to researchers. David J. Anderson, we spoke about him earlier, the modern father of the Kanban method. David J. Anderson is the thought leader in managing effective technology development. He is a pioneer of using Kanban system for improved service delivery in professional services and businesses. David Anderson is originator of Kanban method and for improved service delivery and strategy. His motto, people ask me what is the difference between lean and Kanban. Answer is lean is destination, Kanban is means to get there. I hope you like my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me with future videos about project management. All the very best with your exams.